I drove the dead. I wouldn't turn around. I just kept walking away. I must have got it right because I was gone past, so cool, so ironic, because now the dead is living. I tried so fucking hard to walk away. I must have slept because I dreamed of the villa again. It was much closer now and walking faster along the white gravel road. The door to the villa was open. As I drew closer, I was suddenly afraid and ran around the side where the land met the sea was no beach. Leaning on between green grass and the blue sea, there's no ripples, no waves. I must have waited because I was walking down the other side of Donna Pass. The slope so easy and yet so hard to walk down and away. I must have slept again because I dreamed again, and again I ran around the villa in fear to the sea was no beach. This time it was as if a hand plucked me up like a chess piece and set me down gently in front of the open door. A man stood in the shadows of that doorway, just out of sight. I was scared, and I tried to run away, but there was no place to get away. Instead, we both took 2 steps forward. The man came into the light of the lawn. I stepped into the shade of the porch because both of us were me. I cried for me that was him. I cried for him that was me. All the tears that we both thought had been spent, we cried until clean and empty. No, not empty, but seeming so. Into the emptiness within our hearts that were mine, they stepped, each one, named or no. The Johnnies, the Bobbies, even Brian and Rachel, the kids and one small baby. In my heart, they're immortal, never alone so long as I remember. Inside me, they said no, they said Anne, to take the rest of my journey with you. I walked, but not away. And now if I can just ejaculation. I go backwards, but I'm typical Gemini fashion. Backwards. This is true. I was 10 going on 11 when I decided that when I grew up I was going to be a hermaphrodite. We were on our way to Woolworths in Fort Myers to do our Christmas shopping when this happened. Effie was driving her Judy Blue Imperial with the push-button transmission. Grandma in the passenger seat. My sister and I were in the back, and as usual, tussling for the possession of the armrest, which gave us a much better view. Cruising through downtown Fort Myers, we directed our attention outside the windows of the Imperial to the activity of the sidewalks. It was always such a treat for us to go anywhere with my grandma, and to a different town was more special still, being usually reserved for these once-a-year forays during the holidays. As we passed the Trailways bus station, 2 thin young men came out. Both were in tight jeans, which had flowers embroidered on them. One had a jacket with long fringe that swung to and fro as he walked gracefully. Both had shoulder-length hair which fluttered behind them as they pranced ahead of us. Their tight round bottoms hypnotizing the 10-year-old boy across them. I was entranced. They were such elegant and exotic creatures. I already earned a reputation as weird with a bell, and was increasingly becoming of the outside world. So I saw these 2 strangers also clue as to where I might belong. Suddenly, Effie caught sight of the pair. "Don't look, Mackie. I think they is hermaphrodite." And you have to remember that hair over the ears was considered long in those days. The pastor at the First Baptist Church of the Bell even taught that one of the gifts that Jesus brought to mankind was barbers. My little dick was perpetually hard in those days, though I didn't know why. Still, it jerked us out of the tight round asses wrapped in denim and flowers, swaying this way and that, and turning around to look back as we passed them, the even more impressive bulges in front. I knew that when I grew up, I was going to be a hermaphrodite, but I should keep telling my grandma I wanted to be a scientist.